Welcome to the Wednesday Sliders Show, hosted by Edward Hall. He's doing his thing, and we talk about it every week. A StreamYard issue or third party issue. It take me about 30 minutes to explain it. It still confuses me. But literally, we have to run these shows on their pages and then turn around and share them on our group pages. So that's what Edward's doing right now. But he has definitely got a just one. I don't really even know how to word this. This is a lineup for the ages. And we got Allison Dye and Cheyenne Ross, if I'm pronouncing that right, from Harrison County. We got Jocelyn Woosley and Hannah Wright from Louisville Mail. And the reason why we brought them on the show this week, we up last weekend to Tates Creek High School and absolutely had a blast. Watched some really, really good teams go at each other. And sort of just if Edward was online right now, he would probably tell you sort of fell in love with these teams, and you could tell that the coaching staffs, the schools, the fan bases, they was 100% behind these young females, and you could just feed off the energy, and it was just really really good softball action up there, and got to see some teams I've never watched live. I've seen, again, video live. It's a little bit different, but that's the first time I saw a couple of them teams live, and really, really impressive softball action up there.
Yeah, man, I have to agree with you. And each week I have to have you start the show off while I do a little behind the scenes work to get all this stuff shared over. But again, big shout out to Tates Creek for allowing us to come up there and get to cover some of the great action we got to see. And again, we got to see some teams that we only got to see highlights of, and getting to watch them firsthand. It gives you a whole new what's the word I'm looking for? Perspective of their team, and man, I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, it was just, of course, you had Mel, you had Harrison County, Boyd County, uh, Fort Thomas Highlands, Caldwell County, Tates Creek, of course. I'm sure I'm missing a couple teams here, but just all around, just top notch schools. And, we got some good schools here at the 13th too, but, it's just good to go out every now and then and just I guess spread your wings some and just see what other regions have to offer. And again, these two teams just you could feed off of their excitement and their enthusiasm, and just and I've been telling folks here for 3 days now. I can't get past the Louisville Mail dugout in there. They had their own little 5-gallon buckets playing the drums, and I mean the beat was so good. I was about ready to get me a just something to start beating on it with them.
Sorry, I was having some technical issues. And I'm sorry for last week. My internet shut completely out. I couldn't get back on anything. I tried to come back, but it just wasn't working.
Well, last week we had some pretty good storms, so.
Yeah, well, we was doing the show here last week, and my screen door was flopping back and forth. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I was getting a little freaked out.
That's how it was here. It was awful.
Well, while we're waiting on our first set of guests, how did your game go yesterday?
We won. It was 2-0 for a really long time, but then we had some errors, and then it was 2-2, tied in the 7th, and Bailey was on base, and Monica hit a walk off base hit. So it was pretty
good. Pulling out the dub.
Yeah.
And what your Mark was talking about, some of the action we got to cover over the weekend. I was actually looking forward to coming up there Tuesday and getting to cover y'all's game, but then I found out that my oldest daughter was invited to an award ceremony where she won like 4 awards. So it was kind of hard to pass that up to be able
Yeah,
to go up there and watch her.
yeah. We play Middlesbrough tomorrow at home, and it's actually senior night. So if y'all want to come to that, it would be great.
All right, well, y'all ready to bring on our first set of guests?
I've got coffee and I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Well, Cheyenne and Nelson, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Well, first off, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show. And, again, getting to watch your team firsthand, it was amazing to get to watch you all. But
Thank
before
you.
I jump into all the questions, I'm going to let Mark or Addison ask you there.
Edward's internet's a little bit cutting in and out a little bit, so I
Curly
think
cat.
just a little bit. But that's the good thing about living in the mountains over here. But you are from Region 10, of course. We're in Region 13. So just tell us a little bit about your region. Tell us a little bit about your district. Tell us a little bit about what you think is your rivals up there. Just introduce us to the 10th region.
All right, I'll start. So our region's pretty good. I think definitely our top competition in the region is Montgomery County.
Yeah,
They're
I agree with that.
they're a very solid team. They really so we're gonna have to show up and play hard in order to beat them. But we beat them last year. It was a little bit of a rough game, but
Yeah,
but as long as we show up and play our game, we should be all right.
Allison, you got anything to say about your region or your district or?
I mean, there's a few good teams on there, and we have to watch because you never know in postseason, because one of the top teams get beat by one of the teams that weren't expected to win it. So you have to keep your back, turn and stuff. You can't underestimate anybody. But other than that, our region's pretty good. So yeah.
Being my age, you got a lot of memory loss, so hopefully Edward corrects me really, really quick if I'm wrong about this, but we had a guest on our Sunday show that I think knew Yuns pretty well. So I'm going to bring the name up and see if it clicks on Yuns a little bit. Addison Jackson out of Harlan.
Yes, I used to play.
I don't know who that is.
I used to play with her on a travel team.
So what travel team did you play with her?
The Louisville Sluggers. It was, I think, 14, maybe 12. So it was a few years ago, but I did play with her. Yes.
Are there any other 13th region girls that you could think of that maybe Yuns travel balled with or anything?
I don't think so. No, I didn't even realize that she came on the show until I had looked around to see what this was all about and stuff, and I saw that she was on there and I recognized her.
Yeah, she definitely told us to give you a shout out. I guess it's a small world for sure, especially with
Yeah.
travel ball and all this stuff. It's like all yous want to be each other to death during the season, then you're all friends out of the season, right? I mean, you all hang out afterwards.
Yeah. Haven't got to hang out with her or speak to her much, but she's a really sweet person. So
Well, 28-6 is that's a heck of a record, especially looking at the teams that yous has played.
Mhm.
Just I'm gonna ask you. I asked a lot of other girls this. It's quite obvious you're on pace where you need to be, but every team's got one deal that they want to do. They want to be the last team standing. So, what is it going to take for Harrison County to be the last team standing?
we definitely have to keep our minds right. Like Allison said, anyone can get put out in postseason, so we can't go into a game thinking that we're just gonna beat them because we beat them before, and then and then get beat by a run or two when we're not supposed to, you know? So I definitely think us beating ourselves will be the thing that we need to make sure we don't do.
Um, Yins did win the 2A Kentucky championship, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, we did.
Okay, just tell us a little bit about that.
Allison, you want to go?
We fought the first 2 years that we've like had the opportunity. We fell short, but this year I think playing the tougher competition throughout the season helped us get to where we were. It was a struggle, but we pulled through. We started off leading in the championship game, but then we got a little scared towards the end. The team was coming back to beat us, but we pulled through and we stuck with it. Continued hitting some, but yeah.
We ended up winning 8-6, I think, right?
Yeah, we won by 2. So
we got up 6 in the first inning, and then scored 2 the rest of the game. So
yeah, it was very nerve-wracking, but we pulled through.
Well, I could talk to you all night. You know, like I was telling the audience before you come on. It's hard not to take a liking to your team
Mhm.
and some other teams up there too. You know, Louisville Mel. We just took a liking to a lot of teams up there. We fed off of your energy, and we could tell that your fan base, your student body, your coaching staffs, they all loved you to death. So there's a really good crowd up there, and just love that whole trip up there at Tate's Creek, and hope to get up there and cover Yins really really shortly, because it's hard not to like your team and like what Yins are doing. But I can talk you to death. I'll let uh, Addison here take over, or Edward.
So I know from experience, most game atmospheres are like wild and
Yeah.
gone crazy.
Mhm.
How was yours? Because I've heard some really good things about your all's team.
I would say it's good. We all have our differences. You know, we're teenage girls. We're going to, but when we get, we definitely all work together really nicely. We don't fuss too much at each other. You know, you have your here and there, but other than that, I think we all work together well. We all get along in game. So yeah, I would say it's pretty good.
It helps that we've all played together for a while. I think most of our teams started playing together in like 8U. And we've stayed together since then, just jumping from like different teams and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that helps with the team chemistry a lot.
We've
Yeah.
all for literally ever.
Okay, go ahead, Bird.
Edward's probably pulling up
All
their
right, well,
grass.
hopefully. No, I was actually trying to see if I could get my internet fixed a little bit better.
You do have a slight echo. I think it's on your side. I don't think it's on mine this time. I'm gonna blame you. Does he got echo?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. He can't blame it on me this time.
well, Mark asked away for a minute while I get that fixed.
What is it going to take to fix Edward's internet?
For me to get out of the hills of the borough.
That would be it. Yeah.
You know, us doing what we do down here. If you want to call us media, you can, whatever. But we try to cover the teams really, really closely down here. Then we try to spread out the other teams. How's the? I don't want you to speak badly or good or whatever. Just how is the media coverage for you in your area?
I would say we do well. We definitely have gotten more since we've had more success, but I think that's how it always is. Our local radio station comes to almost all the games. We're all over Facebook, and really our fans and our like on Facebook and everything is just it really is great. We have a lot of support in our town.
My father's
Yeah,
the one that live streams. He live streams all of our games for like other supporters that can't make it to our games to watch and stuff. And it helps like get the town behind us more. So if you're like busy, you can just pull it up on Facebook and watch and see the success of a
Yeah.
small hometown team.
I know my grandparents definitely enjoy that Aubrey gets to Allison's dad gets to live stream for us.
Um, uh, um, Junior and sophomore, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, can you tell us about a little bit of your seniors or how they've helped you?
They really like
Yeah. Go. You got it.
they're leaders. They like help our warm ups and stuff and like just keep us under control being a younger team.
Edward's gone.
Yeah. Edward has left the building.
I would definitely say our seniors, they are going to be missed for sure. You know, and those seniors are other people that we've played with for a long time.
Yeah.
We have one senior that transferred 2 years ago, but we're still really close with her. Because she had to step in for our old shortstop. She tore her labrum. So
Okay.
it's definitely a good she came on the team so she could fill in that spot for us. So it's definitely it's going to be hard letting the seniors go, but we all know they're going to do great things in their future. So we just have to be happy for them.
Um, hopefully I pronounce this right, and I'm horrible with names, so don't kill me, please. Tell us about Coach Persinger. Persinger.
Yeah,
First,
per singer.
Okay, I did good. I did good.
Yeah. He pushes us at practice and stuff and always like helps try and get us like where we want to be and stuff. He really likes to do a lot of stuff at practice and like to help us improve our game constantly. Like practice, we take so many ground balls and pop ups just to help us track down and stay in front and help us win bigger games that we need.
Just found out that Allison and Shy have played since they were 8.
yep,
Yeah,
sounds about right.
yeah,
Yeah.
So do you just feel old now?
Oh,
a
incredible.
little.
Yeah.
um, Addison.
What? Edward, you can.
Well, did that fix anything or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not echoing.
Well, good deal. All right, so I don't have a clue what you've asked, Mark, because trying to do all this.
I haven't even started about food yet or candy bars. We've actually kept it about sports at this point
So far, yep.
so
Yeah.
far. Food
Why?
goes next. Food.
Why I'm very proud of you, Mark. It's first time in 35 years. But I just want to ask you, whichever one wants to start first, what do y'all do on the off season to get ready for the next upcoming softball season?
You want me to start?
Yeah, you can.
Um, we definitely practice during the winter. You never really get time off from softball. Even if I play volleyball, but even during that season, I'm practicing softball. I also play on a national travel team during the summer and fall, so I'm doing that as well. And that also prepares me, playing tougher competition. It prepares me for the high school season as well and being mentally tough. Uh, so, there's like I said, there's never really a break, but that's all I've ever done and wanted to do. So I enjoy it.
My off season's a little bit different. I play 2 other sports, which take up most of it, but I am on a national travel team. I play for Indy Crush, and we're going to do quite a bit of traveling. And I'm going to stay into the softball mode. I go to hitting lessons with Natalie Hernandez during like weekends and stuff to keep my bats going. And I work on some at home too, just when I have time between other sports.
Yeah, I also do pitching and hitting lessons on the off season and in season, to get things tuned up. You don't want to do anything too big during the season so you don't throw yourself off, but
So I heard you say that both of you do play another sport. So how
Mhm.
hard is it to go from one sport to another and try to get adjusted very quickly?
Okay, so I play volleyball as well as softball. So going from volleyball to softball, I mean, it's kind of tough, but at the same time, softball's more like serious for me. Volleyball is like more just having fun and being able to experience high school, you know. So it's not too hard. Like I said, also I'm still playing softball like during volleyball, like on weekends and stuff with my travel team. So it's not too bad, but I I definitely miss playing volleyball, but at the same time, you know, playing softball is good as well.
I do wrestling and soccer, so they kind of like help with softball. Soccer helps with my endurance, and wrestling just helps keep me like strong and stuff for when I'm batting. And soccer helps with speed too, because I have to run up and down the field, and it really all like complements each other, some in some sort of way.
So, Allison, have you ever felt like getting somebody in a headlock in a softball game or anything like that?
I couldn't hear you. Can you
Have
repeat
you
that,
ever
please?
have you ever felt like getting somebody in a headlock at a softball game?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to wrestle, and I agree with what Allison just said.
Once you go to wrestling, like all you want to do is just like if someone makes you mad, just hit them with a wrestling move. They won't know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew this was going to be a good interview. I mean, as long as they don't see it, it's not like breaking the rules, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Mark, you're always trying to break the rules.
Oh,
Eh.
it's not cheating unless you
I
get
mean,
caught.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess because you, I'll worry about you. This guy here says he calls himself Chief Nakahoma. Shane, I've seen you pitch firsthand. Do you think he could hit your fastball?
Uh, nah. No, but he might be able to hit my fastball, but my spins, I might be a
does,
little harder.
does a bunt, does that count for a hit?
I mean,
If you get on back.
if you get
Yeah.
on base, technically yes, but
Oh well, I couldn't run the base in time. It would throw me out. But I could like lay the bunt down, say I hit one.
I mean, I guess yeah.
But Addison there, that sort of reminded me of too. Addison plays two sports also. Pretty good at volleyball also.
Thanks.
I'm trying to get everything pulled up here, Mark. My computer's going slow.
Yeah, you need to pay your bill every now and then. Paying the bill helps.
Well,
Mhm.
wow. What all spins do you throw?
I throw a curveball and a rise ball, but I also throw a backdoor curve. You know where it like goes inside and then cuts over the plate.
Yeah.
My pitching coach is Erin Alvelo. I don't know if you know Taryn Alvelo. She used to pitch for Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, so her dad is my pitching coach, and he has helped me tremendously with my spin and just pitching mechanics in general. I mean, he is the reason why I am as good as I am today, for sure. And also, you know, my parents bringing me, being able to take me to my pitching and hitting lessons, that helps. Just him coaching my pitches and just their constant support. Um, so it takes a while to learn the spins and get them down, like like very consistently. But once you do, you know, it it's tough for a batter to hit it.
Oh yeah. When we do live pitching at practice, my pitcher throws. Well, you call it a backdoor curve. That we call that a screwball. I don't think there is anybody in our region that could touch that ball.
Yeah,
It's insane.
yeah.
edge too.
Yeah. They're tough.
So before I send you back over to Mark, there is a couple graphics that I do typically make, and I just kind of want to get y'all's thoughts on it. Because after the show, I will send them to you, and then we will also post them on our page, website, and our Instagram pages also. But I just want to kind of get your thoughts on it.
Oh, that's sharp.
That's nice.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
And which there is another graph that I will be sending you. It is a stack graph that I made up, and I went all the way back to the beginning of your varsity level time and compiled your career stats. But for some reason, my computer is not wanting to load them up for me.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very nice. Nice.
Well, I do
And he
appreciate
did
that.
do because I've seen them earlier. They're pretty slick.
That's just kind of my way of saying thank you to the student athletes that does come on our show, because you all put in all the hard work. It's that's the least I can do is try to put together a little graph.
Thank
But
you.
before I ask you all my hard hitting questions that I got, I'm gonna let Mark ask you about some. I know he's got the chocolate and Taco Bell questions coming.
I can't let you leave. See if you could help me out here. You know the little candy bars at school, the little white wrappered candy bars says
Mhm.
world's finest chocolates. See, they used to be like that, but now they look like they're paper thin. I don't know what happened to them, but what's your favorite brand?
I don't know.
I don't know if I've ever had one, honestly.
Me either. I've heard of
Oh,
them, but
Heard of them, but I don't know. I've only had like the wafer ones.
I
Right?
don't think I've had any of them.
Is that one of them?
yeah. There's a wafer, and then there's like a fudge, then it's caramel, of course, like a crispy.
And then I'm pretty sure you got Addison's favorite one, the kind of dark chocolate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dark chocolate.
I don't think I've had one.
I think I've had the wafer one. It was okay.
I thought everybody in the world had them. Okay, guys, I got favorite restaurant.
Like fast food.
Texas Roadhouse,
I like
hands down.
you say that quick.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, just anywhere.
Yeah, since you mentioned Taco Bell, I'm a very big fan of Taco Bell.
Well, you can't go wrong with Taco Bell. I had some
Mm-mm.
Taco Bell tonight.
If I'm being honest.
But I will vouch for one place. If you're ever down in the Corbin area, there's a place called the Root Beer Stand.
hmm
That's like the greatest place in the history of the world, or something like that.
Never heard of it. I might have to check that out.
Me too.
I don't even like root beer, but when I go to the root beer stand, give me a mug of root beer. I just automatically want it. I don't know why. It just goes with it. But yeah.
Well, see, you're failing me, Mark. I get the gallon jug of the root beer.
The foot long hot dogs, you just the Dixie burger. I guess the Dixie burger. What do they call that? Yeah. I think they got Grippo burger too.
Oh, my mom would love that.
But basically, just chiming on what Edward said. Just thank you for coming on, and old Kentucky. See, they know right here.
Oh,
Old Kentucky chocolate.
chocolates. We have those.
Yeah.
Those are different ones. Those. My favorite one of those is the peanut butter ones.
I love the peanut butter ones.
For sure.
They're so good.
But yeah. But yeah, you need to try if I'm pronouncing it right, caramel, however you want to. Yeah, you need to try them. Yeah, they're really good.
Peanut butter favorite.
But again, just chiming on what Edward said. Just thank you for coming on, and I'm sort of might have been stepping out of your element a little bit. You like who are these guys that say come on their show, and that took a lot of bravery. But like I said, it was hard not to like your team up there and just your fan base up there, and just had a really good trip up there. Of course, getting able to meet you and your team and other teams up there, and just me and Edward talked about the whole way back. That was a road trip of the. That's something that's going to stick with us for a while. Well, we had a good time, and Jens was a big reason why.
Thank you. That's very nice. Yeah, it was a good trip.
Yeah.
Addison, you got anything?
Nope, nothing else.
All right, so this is for both of you. I have a couple questions I always have to ask every student athlete, but your time playing. Go ahead, Mark.
Guys, can I interrupt you? This comment. We've been there, so if I'm guessing, they have been to the root beer stands.
That's
So,
Dad.
That's my dad saying that. I think we have been there, but I have no idea. I don't remember.
Oh, you can't forget the root beer stand. You can't forget it. What it's like it's like coffee. Once you drink coffee, you can't go back or something. It's addiction.
Here you go, Mark. Here's your comment.
Oh, my Nan Ann's cookies, they're the best. They're the best.
There you go.
Right there. She's a baker.
Well, we sure like to eat, so we would definitely get along really good there. I always wondered about Thanksgiving. Everybody always wants to cook on Thanksgiving one time a year, but believe it or not, I like to eat every day.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. But Thanksgiving's definitely a special day in my family. We go all out on Thanksgiving.
Mine too.
Well, Edward, we know who to go knocking on the door on now.
That's right. All the free food, right? But before Mark so rudely interrupted me over here, him and his, I'm still disappointed you ain't had a 5-minute conversation about Taco Bell.
Well, I'm trying to behave, and you're still mentally, scarring me for life and stuff like that. All that good stuff. You see how he treats me on this show.
Well, see, it's worse when he's in the car with me. He treats me worse. So that leads me to a question I got to ask for that one. So are y'all trash talkers on the field, or you just let your game do the talking? Because see, if it was me and Mark going at it, if I beat him and he was crying, I'm gonna pick him up, knock him back down, kick dirt in his face, point at him, and walk away.
He would.
Okay, so we definitely have a few on our team that like to talk a little bit more than others, but every team. But for the most part, we try to let our game just show out. We're all humans. Everyone makes mistakes. So we try to be as nice as possible. So sometimes it's the best of us, but
yeah.
All right. So these are some of my favorite questions to ask. So through y'all's times playing softball, it can be, the travel, the AAUs, any of those. What has been your most favorite game to play in?
Mine would be our first year in state. We played 13 innings against Lewis County, and we came out 1-0, moving up to our first time being in the Elite Eight, I think. Yeah.
Honestly,
that's probably my favorite moment.
I have to agree. That was a very long game.
Yeah.
Stressful game. And we ended up winning by 1. It was 1-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. One run was scored the whole game. And we had a runner on, and Emma Ham, I don't know if you remember her. I
think Emma did hit the game-winning hit to score
that game.
13 innings.
Yeah. It was 3 hours and something.
Yeah, it was very long.
Yeah.
Addison, have you ever played a game that long?
No.
What's a lot?
We've made it to like 9 innings. That's it.
We got home. What was it, Allison? Like 2 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was late. It was like 2 something. Yeah.
Game night that day. It was late.
Yeah.
That's a lot of.
That's a lot. It is a lot of innings.
Hmm.
It was fun though.
So
Yeah.
Really cool
my
experience.
next question, it can be player or team, but who has been your most favorite player or team to play against?
Against?
Yes.
I'm gonna say mine is Pendleton County. With their tough pitcher who's committed and gone now. It was always a real challenge. It's our district rival. It was always fun to have that district championship against them and stuff. It was always everybody was into it. Like the fans, everybody on the bench, then like the entire team was in it, and it was always so fun to have that competition.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good answer, Allison. Good. I don't want to just agree with Allison again. But, Yeah, but I'll agree with her because it's true. Harrison County and Pendleton County are they're in our district. So you want to come out of the district a winner, and it's always a challenge. It was always a challenge with them. But now their pitcher's gone. They're still pretty good.
Yeah.
We definitely have to have our minds right, like I was talking about earlier, and win. I think that's with everything. You can't just go in.
Yeah.
It's never guaranteed.
Well, again, I just want to personally thank you all for taking the time to come on the show. And, from everything that I pulled up that I'm going to send you because for some reason the computer is not loading them, the sky's the limit for the both of you. And anything that we can do to promotions, 100 hits, couple home runs, whatever, feel free to shoot me a message. Let me know. I'll put you together a graphic, send it to you, and I'll post it everywhere I can. But again, I just want to personally thank you, and I'm looking forward to getting out to get the coverings again.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
Nice.
Well, we do. I sure do appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
That was a good interview, Mark.
Yes, that was. That was good views and good comments yeah, really good. I don't know why I'm like literally sitting here for about 2 minutes now holding back a sneeze, so it's going to come all of a sudden. When I sneeze, it's going to like literally blow my headset off and probably knock my computer off the table.
I can't quit yawning.
It's called going to bed, Addison.
I go to bed. Okay. Your teenagers stay up all night.
Well, I wish I could say that. When you get my age, when you get really tired, well, what happens is you lay down and your mind starts going 100 mile per hour, and then 3 hours later, you're like, why didn't I sleep yet?
Mine already does that.
Okay, well, I will hate to see when you get my age if your mind will be working more harder then. So like, yeah, I don't even know what I'm thinking about half the time. I don't know. I know.
You ready for the next set? Next set
ready?
of guests, Mark?
We're ready.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I don't believe you're ready, Mark.
I am ready. I've actually
Addison's
worked today.
ready. I don't got you.
I'm ready.
First off, I do want to thank you for waiting on Mark back there in the green room. I had food back there, but Mark ate it all. I'm sorry, but I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show.
You're welcome.
But Mark, Addison, do either one of y'all want to start off before I start hitting the good questions.
Well, the one interesting thing I'd like to ask you, I'm not normally a serious question type person, but of course, since being from the Louisville area, much bigger area than what we're at down here, but how's the like the media coverage and stuff for your team up there?
It's good. We have the Mark and Will show. We have the Creole Journal, and then we're all over Facebook and Twitter.
I've actually heard of the Mark and Will show quite a bit. They're really good. So did they do like something similar to like what we're doing now, or
Yes, they do.
yeah? Because I see a lot of their stuff online and stuff. But just of course, we're in the area of the 13th region, quite a bit south from Yuns. Just tell us a little bit about Region Seven and just your region in a whole, and maybe speak a little bit about your district. Just educate us about because we're not really familiar about Region Seven.
Well, in our region, we have Eastern, Manual, uh, Ballard. What else? I think there's another team. I forgot. Jocelyn,
Well,
do you remember?
No, I don't remember who that is, but I remember there's another one, but I
Yeah.
can't think of it.
Oh, Assumption.
Oh yeah.
well, I actually got to the first time I actually covered Assumption, not through softball but through volleyball. And it might have been maybe the Final Four or Final Eight in volleyball, and I went there to cover Whitley County, and they played Assumption up there, and that's really good athletes there. So of course, you play against a lot of really big schools. Being from the Louisville area, playing against that competition, how does that better you?
It's definitely gives us enough experience for us to go to states, and it just gets us prepared for higher level teams.
So do you ever like play like some teams outside Louisville area? And you're like, just because you're so used to that competition that it helps you play like teams out of state and teams that are really good.
Yes.
Addison.
For what is your all's team biggest competition? Like, what team is your all's biggest competition?
I would say their Assumption, but our rivalry is Ballard.
Mark.
Well, Mark disappeared, but
Oh,
I'm used to him vanishing in the wind. I mean, that's what he did to me all the time up there Saturday. But you know, we really took a liking to y'all's team up there, getting the watchings at Tate. What was the Tate's Creek Showdown? I think is what it was called.
Yes.
yeah.
But and I'm pretty sure I might have asked you this in our interview, but how hard is it to play 3 games in the same day with the style of weather we was having? It went from windy to rainy to sun beaming down to now you're getting ready to get sunburnt to right back to the wind. So how hard is it to play in all that kind of conditions?
Well, it's most definitely draining, but you just have to keep your focus and walk in. And once you do that, you just have to play through it. And plus, the love of the sport makes it much easier.
All right, and then this question's kind of for both of you. Have you all played any of the teams that was in the showdown prior to that tournament?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
No.
All right, and then I when I had your schedule pulled up, I seen that y'all played a very tough schedule. So that this is for both of you. How does that help you? You know, playing in the showdowns, the classics, the tournaments, playing the style schedule you did. How's that help you going into like your district and your region play?
We are definitely more stronger, and we bonded more together, and we just have more experience, and I feel like we're ready for that.
Well, Mark, I know you got that chocolate question, so I'm gonna let you ask it.
And see, I actually had another question other than that, but Edward leads me on to these questions. I'm talking about them little white wrapped candy bars said "World's Finest Chocolates." They
Yes.
sell cool. So what's your favorite brand?
Caramel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jocelyn does. They're
See,
good.
Jocelyn, all you did is you swelled Mark's head up, and now he's not gonna be able to fit out his door.
Yeah,
Addison's gonna have to, put the air out of his noggin here in a few minutes.
yeah. Addison likes a different kind there. So we're rivals on the world's finest chocolate bars there.
So far, he's won for everyone, and I'm one.
Tell us, it's when I look at this schedule, I see Huntsville, Alabama. That's a pretty good little road trip for you. Did you just take a school bus down there, or charter bus, or?
No, we drove separately, but we did have a van to go to games, but we had to drive separately to go down and then back to our homes.
Oh, you drove your own vehicles down there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. But tell us a little bit about that. I mean, I'm absolutely Greek to any of them teams down there, but they all look like well, they was all Alabama teams. Tell us a little bit about that competition down there.
Well, it was pretty fun down there. But it was competition we were used to. It wasn't bigger than we've played.
Tell us a little bit about your school. I mean, like here, here in our region, we've got some bigger schools. And of course, we've got some smaller schools. So just tell us a little bit about your schools, about the size of it, just stuff like that.
Our school's pretty big. We have two separate buildings. We have to walk back and forth. Don't like that. But our sports is pretty good.
So how many students you think you have in your school?
Oof. Who's that? No, I don't know. I have no clue. Don't ask me that.
Edward.
Well, Addison, you got anything for us? Few here.
No, just I heard the th to 1,000, and then two before that. There's only 200 people in our school from kindergarten to 12th grade. That's insane.
Yeah, we have freshman to senior. We don't have middle school or anything like that.
Well, like I said, we've got some small schools here. We got some bigger schools, like the school system I work for. They're well over 3,000 students, and it's like yours. It's from freshman to senior only.
Yeah.
It's 3,000 plus. It's a big school. But Edward,
So, Jocelyn, did you get to have your middle school game today, or did like the weather we had?
We were able to play it. We played no.
So how did that go for you?
It went good. The slow of the pitching kind of messed me up from going from fast to slow. But then my second bat, when I came up, I adjusted well and hit a double.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're a seventh grader, correct?
Yes.
Seventh grader and doing what she done. There's no way I could be doing that back when I was in seventh grade. But I got to ask you.
I don't even want to tell you what I was doing in seventh grade. So what you're doing is you're right on track where you need to be. So yeah.
Well, most time Mark slept through seventh grade. You know, he slept through all of his grades. He spells his name with a line. That's it. But how hard is it to
You see
juggle
what I go
between?
through on this show right here? I'm sitting here trying to be nice, and Edward's blowing me up. I mean, Hannah or Jocelyn, the one would probably agree I've been nice, and Edward's sitting here. He just drawing me under the wind here. Yeah, not did a
I
thing.
mean, just wait till Addison starts doing it.
Well, but you won't pick
They
on
get,
acid like that. Acid will set you straight real quick.
well, see if I do, she's gonna put me in a headlock or stuff me in a garbage can or something. So I mean, I got to be nice to her.
Well, I'd like to see her stuff you in the garbage can. That'd be pretty funny. Then I'd roll the garbage can down the hill.
Lord. Y'all, you're gonna get
See
me.
now who's been? But how hard is it to juggle between playing middle school ball and varsity ball?
It's kind of hard because from when I go from middle school to high school varsity, it's like the middle school is like really slow and like there's humps into the pitches and everything. But when you go to varsity high school, there's like it's way faster and you got to change your timing and everything.
Does any of the games like interfere with each other?
What did you say? You cut out.
I said, what does any of your middle school games like interfere with like any of the varsity games, or are they pretty good at scheduling them like on different days or different times?
Most of the time they're pretty good about it, but I had to miss one of the high school games to go play middle school because of the scheduling.
See, Robert knows she'd put me in a garbage can, so you know. But let me try to get these pulled up here
Hannah,
before I
while he's
let
trying
Mark.
to get that, when he's trying to get that pulled up, I do have to ask you, and all jokes aside, and I know nothing about pitching. You know, as in the position that she plays at catcher, she understands pitching a lot more than I'll ever understand it. But um, is that a normal? I don't want you to give you a scout report on yourself, but is that a normal pitch? Is it like it looked like at times maybe you was doing this technique? Or was it we not saying that right? Or would you like put more spin on it than what normal pitchers do?
Well, I try to work on more of the spin at velocity, so I do work on mostly spin.
Okay, 'cause I was noticing the rotation looked it was really it was like it looked a little different from what I was normally seeing.
Hmm.
But whatever you was doing, you was absolutely. I think there's a point that maybe there was a little bit of a comeback was happening. You just come out there and put the fire down, like boom, boom, out, you know, in and over, and that you know that's hard not to get somebody's attention.
Thank you.
I think it was the second game. I think you're thinking about the most, Mark, where she come in and went strike, 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 ground ball at, and it just walk off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Basically, that's what it was.
Three consecutive strikes, a ground out, and it's just that.
In and over.
Yep. But I do kind of put together a couple graphics. Two of them is stack graphics that for some reason is showing blank on my computer, but which I will individually send them to you in that way that they will be yours to be able to post, share, do whatever you want to with, and they'll also go on all of our social media sites. But now these two graphics will also be released to you, and these ones are actually showing for some, but the other ones ain't. But I want to kind of get your thoughts on them
I like that.
as soon as it
Yes.
pulls up here.
Oh, I do like that. That's awesome.
Now, again, both of them, I will send them to you that way that you can, you know, share, post, do whatever you want to with them. But before I asked my favorite questions, I'm gonna see if Addison has any hard hitting questions before I go into those.
I do not actually. I've asked all my questions.
So I've seen what the atmosphere is at like an away game. So tell me what like the atmosphere is at a home game.
Well, since our home game, we're ready to get the dub and everything. So we're more hype and everything, have more energy, and we're ready to win at home games.
I would also say that, like, when it's like a home game, we talk way more in the dugout and we're cheering on each other and we're way louder.
Well, Mark or Addison, do you want to ask that question from the
I will
comments?
that question because it is from my coach, and he wants to know how many different pitches you have.
I have a fastball, changeup, curve, screw, and rise ball.
Yeah. There you go, Rob.
All right, and this question's for both of you, but is softball the only sport that you all play?
Yes, for me, yeah.
No, I play basketball, softball, and volleyball.
I'm
So
not laughing
you're
at your answer. I'm just it's quiz. You gotta ask that one, Edward.
so I'm pretty sure you know who this is from, but it says my question is why does Jocelyn love getting her white pants filthy?
Well, because one reason is I like to get them dirty, is because my dad has to take hours of his day to scrub them, but I also like to just hustle and do what I gotta do.
Get a pressure washer. That work.
But
Well, I would say
so
just drop it in Clorox bleach, but that probably wouldn't work for. Well,
well, I mean, you wouldn't clean them. You'd probably have Amy clean them.
You do what I do and just push it to the side and just say I'll do it next week.
yeah, hang them up and say, "Coach, I fell before the game. These things was beautiful before I fell out my car." So it
That
would
sounds
work.
like something you'd do.
Would that work as to just say that you fell coming out of your car? The reason why they're so dirty.
No.
But you said that you play three different sports. So how hard is that to adjust from one sport to the other?
Well, from going since or volleyball season comes first, it's kind of harder to go from volleyball to basketball because volleyball is like where you stand and don't move as much and you just like pass and hit and play defense. But when you go into a basketball season, it's kind of harder because you're not used to all the running and having to make sure you guard. But it's pretty easy to go from basketball to softball because I'm used to running and like I'm in fit.
So what do you all do on the off seasons when you ain't playing, another sport? Is there like AAU ball, travel ball, or like hitting, pitching lessons that you do on the off season to keep yourself ready for the next upcoming softball season?
Yes, I do have a travel ball team, but I got kicked off because of my injury. But I'm gonna look for another travel ball team, and I'll be doing pitching lessons and hitting lessons, and just doing conditioning.
Yeah, I have a travel ball team that I play for, and then I just go to pitching lessons and hitting lessons to build up my strength.
So I do like to ask this question because back in mine and Mark's time, they didn't have like travel ball and AAU. So what would you consider one of the biggest differences in travel ball versus varsity ball?
It's way more traveling, I can say that. um, there's a lot more, just more competition, and then colleges will be looking at you, and there's more pressure on you.
And these two are probably my most favorite questions I love to ask. So, through your time playing softball, it can be your travel ball team or during the varsity, level or whichever. What has been y'all's most favorite game to play in?
I would say when I was like in 8th grade or freshman year, we played Ballard. It was like the biggest game of like my whole life. It was great. We did lose, but it was just really exciting.
I would say my biggest game would be either travel or the Assumption High School game, because the Assumption High School game, like I know people on that team and we're rivalries, and it was really fun to play against them, even though we fell short to them. But on my travel ball team, when we went to a PGF tournament and we ended up winning the whole thing.
Hey, winning's always a plus. Now, so one more. Do you all do like any trash talking, or do you let your game do the talking for you? Because like me, if I beat Mark, and he's over there crying in the corner, I'm gonna go pick him up and be a nice guy, but I'm gonna trip him back down and kick dirt in his face, point at him, laugh at him. That's just the kind of person I am when it comes to sports.
I try to be nice as possible. I don't really trash talk, but I do let my pitching say everything.
I do a little bit of both, but it's mostly I show them what the real deal is like in the field and hitting.
So this is typically a Mark question. Have y'all ever just like pointed at anybody and just said, "I got you"?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and then my final question before I let Mark and Addison ask you, it can be a player or a team, but who has been your favorite all time team or player to play against?
I would say Ballard for the team.
I would say Assumption for like the team, and then their sophomore Malia Gibson.
Well, Mark or Addison, you got anything else?
No, just want to thank you both. Again, it seems repetitive at times, but just thank yous both for coming on. I know there's a thing called school and life, and softball onions, and just other important matters. And really do appreciate yous both giving us your time. And just like I said, we went up Tate's Creek. We took a liking to your team, and Coach Murphy, you could tell that he really cares for Yuns, and he was asking us this, asking us that. It just you got a really likable team, and it's hard not to pull for Yuns, and just wishes both individually the best of luck in your futures, and your whole team the best of luck in the future.
Thank you, and thank you for
Thank
inviting.
you.
Well, I do want to thank, like Mark said, I do want to thank you for taking the time, and from everything I've pulled up and seen onions. The sky's the limit for onions, and anything that we can do to help, promotions, put out there, feel free to send it to me, and I'll put together a graphic and try, do everything I can to try to promotions. And again, I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
getting to hopefully try to get the coverings again before the season's over with. And I just really do appreciate you for taking the time to come on.
yeah, yeah. Keep in touch with us. I mean, when you get a 5,000 career strikeouts, Hannah or Jocelyn, when you get 100 career home runs or whatever, we'll make you like a little graphic. We'll do make you up stuff, but keep in touch and let us know how it's going for you and stuff.
Okay.
But I sure do appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I think I'm going to have to say 4 good interviews.
Yeah.
All right, well, y'all ready to do a top 10
But
rundown?
that's a fun little trip, though. It was.
It was. See,
Ne-
next time we need to try to
ne-
get Addison to come out there with
That's
us.
why I'm saying next time Addison's driving and buying the food.
Buying the food. If I'm driving, y'all are buying the food. Work for
so,
me.
so Addison, do you drive like the speed limit and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
See, Edward don't know
I
what
don't.
speed limit is. You look at the speed odometer, it's 105 mile per hour, and them over there, they're like, slow this down. That's all you hear.
I won't go 105, but we might cruise 90 sometimes.
See, ain't nothing wrong with a little speed here and there, as
Okay.
So I,
long as you.
Mark, do you drive like a grandma?
Yes, he does.
I am Grandpa Incorporated.
You drive like my dad then. My dad drives just like,
It's called driving careful and obeying the traffic signs.
okay,
You
but you
know,
go and go fast.
but if the speed limit says 35, you're supposed to keep it around that range.
I'm going 45.
Yes.
Add to it, okay?
Alabama sung a song. I don't know if you remember the group Alabama, but they sung a song. I'm in a rush to get things done. Why rush into life's no fun. Yeah, yeah. No, nobody likes Alabama anymore.
See, Mark, you done scared everybody off. All of our viewers left because of your singing.
Well, that's what happens on my school bus. It's like, you like Alabama? Who's Alabama? Do you like this? Who's that? You know, you're old when nobody even knows people you used to listen to.
Yeah, I have no
Well,
idea who.
on his speed, let me tell you about his speed. If it says 45, he's driving 25. That's
See,
just Mark.
I don't have the patience for that.
I just cruise.
If the sign says 45, you need to at least go 50.
Well, actually, I can tell you a small story. You'll probably think that sounds really, really crazy, but when I was in high school, you know what we used to do as juniors and seniors?
What?
There in London, used to be a place called Carnaby Square. Had a little movie theater and stuff like that. We would just drive our cars in circles, jamming with music, just in circles all night long.
Well, we have somewhere like that in town, but we don't drive around in circles. You kindly just sit there and just hang out with all your friends. But we listen to music a lot too. But we don't
But
drive.
but but gas was way more cheaper then. It was like 90 cents a gallon. It's like twenty
That's
dollars a gallon now.
part of the reason we don't drive around in circles anymore. Because I'm really sick and tired of having to go fill up my car and paying like $50 to fill it halfway up.
Yeah, but see, you probably got like normal speakers and a normal radio in your car. Like I had in my back seat these house speakers, about two of them like that, and I had a big house speaker in my trunk.
Now my car has got really good bass. She thumps a lot. I have to turn it down when I listen to some songs.
But I gotta ask you, you ain't one of those like when you in the passenger seat, you see somebody hit their brake 3 miles up in front of you, and you're gonna start hollering they're slowing down, are you?
No. If they hit their brake, I just tap mine.
Well, I'll make a long story short. We was going to Georgia. People was like 10 miles ahead of me. Yes, it was raining a little bit. And all
A
I could
little,
hear smell
a,
all
a
I could hear
little.
somebody in the pasture say, "Oh, they're hitting the brakes over there, you better slow it down." Mark, I got 10 miles before I get up on them brakes.
Actually, the true part of that story, he ain't telling you the true part of that story. The true part of that story is like the area we was in, they would like literally give the tornado warning. The sirens was going off. I was like, you need to pull this car over. Nah, I ain't gonna get us. I ain't gonna get us. Yeah, yeah. That's the true story of it.
That would be me.
Well, did you make it home that night? I believe you did.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I literally stroked out whenever I got home. Blood pressure up 200 points.
That's just old age. All right, y'all ready for the top 10?
Yeah.
If I can get it to pull up here. So we'll start with the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media statewide softball top 10. You got South Warren at 1 at 30-2, Henderson County at 27-4, Male at 22-7, Davis County at 20-6, Lexington Catholic at 18-2, Cracken County at 23-5, Great Crossing at 20-7, Madison Central at 18-5, Hazard at 21-3, and Harrison County at 28-6. Mark or Addison, any thoughts?
Nope. That's
Well,
crazy.
seeing Male firsthand, I could absolutely see them being in that third spot right there. That's can you put that back up for a second? My eyes ain't as good as it once was in memory, but going back to Male, I could absolutely see them being in that third spot. Uh, they're scary good. They're really really good. Lexington Catholic, we already know the stories behind them. Getting to learn these teams a little bit more better. It seems like McCracken County is good in everything. I mean, I don't even keep up but that much with swimming and all that other stuff, but they probably got a really good swim team, tennis team. I bet they just seem like they're good at everything. I mean, you look across the board, they're like really really good at everything that they do. Great Crossing's another one of them schools that seems really really across the board good at athletics. And of course, Hazard probably better than anybody in the country. And we just spoke to some Harrison County girls too. Uh, Again, you know this stuff a little bit better than me. I'm catching up with it, but that's pretty solid.
I can get this other one here. Here we go. Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media statewide baseball top 10. Trinity at 29-4, McCracken County at 25-9, Boyd at 23-2, Pleasure Ridge Park at 28-3, Ballard at 23-5, Bowling Green at 28-5, Apollo Owensboro at 20-6, Covington Catholic at 27-2, Taylor County at 18-2-1, and Owensboro Catholic at 28-6.
Again, you see that team again, McCracken County. Again, I I, I just need to go to their school site. They probably got the number one swim team, dance team, cheerleading squad, rifle squad, whatever ROT. It's untelling. I mean, they just seem like they're good at everything they do up there. That's a school that churns out the athletes. And going on down there, of course, you got to look at Trinity. Trinity's always a powerhouse in baseball. And, Ballard's always been known as being a really, really good baseball school plus basketball school. And Ballard and Trinity's the teams that really catches my eyes as far as that.
I don't watch, so I really have no idea about.
Well, I'm starting to keep up with them a little bit better. Edward's getting me in the mode on it, so I'm slowly learning it. But I learn something new every day. I also figured out today if you drop a cup of coffee on your leg, it'll burn you every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured that out real quick today. But I
Unless you
kept
drink
my
iced coffee.
Yeah.
unless you drink iced coffee.
Or if you just don't drink coffee.
So you don't think you'll ever be a coffee drinker, Addison? So you ain't gonna be one of them when you're in your 40s and 50s. Have to go straight to the coffee pot.
No, I'm gonna be one of those in my 40s and 50s going to get energy drinks.
Sarah, I knew I liked her for a reason. So which one's your favorite energy drink?
Well, I like the zero sugar monsters because I cannot stand the regular ones, but the zero sugar ones are pretty good. And then I don't like Red Bull.
Ah, what the world? Well, don't get me wrong, I like Monster too, but Full Throttle's my drink of choice.
I don't know. I just stick with the monster. I don't try much new ones.
You got to understand, I'm 150-year-old, and before I could even remember even going to school, I had a granny that would swap me up a switch and go in there and tell me to go get my rice and coffee, and I was probably just barely old enough to walk. It was always rice and coffee. I think they put coffee in my bottle too. So
Well, that's how my Mimi was. She would always let us try it, and I just never liked it.
well, Addison, I know you probably don't remember this because you're a little bit younger than me, but we had the percolator. You'd hear the coffee go straight up and down. But you drank the first cup, it'd be okay. Second cup, you'd have about yay much coffee ground in it. You'd
No,
have to almost take a spoon to drink
they got these things called Keurigs now.
it.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm sure if you go to Mark's house, he's still got one of the 1940 model coffee pots because he
I
went he
actually
ain't
do.
gonna
I actually
spend
do
40
got a
cents on
percolator.
it.
I take that camping on me. Yeah, you go. You take the percolator on a camping trip, put it over open fire. Yeah, you're ready to go.
You have to put it over its own fire.
Well, if you're on a camping trip, put you some logs down, set the percolator on top of it.
Like you don't just plug it up.
Well, if you're camping,
I know, but
percolators
house if you
percolators don't need a plug in. You put them over the stove.
Mark.
I tell you, I'm old. I'm old.
A Keurig will cost you maybe $40. Go buy you some Dunkin' Donuts little pods, little things. There you go.
Well, what my sister does, them things, I can't figure them out because it's like one cup of coffee.
Yeah, but that's why you buy multiple of those little circle things. I drink
You
the
can't
hot chocolate out of the Keurig. It's really good.
drink more than one cup of coffee at a time anyhow, Mark.
Yeah.
Why can't you?
There's different size settings on there. 8 ounce and 10 ounces.
All right. Well, this right here is Mark. You might know a couple of these players on the baseball must see list. If not, I'm gonna be shocked. So this is your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 must see. You've got. I'm not gonna go with the first name, but you got Central Harden, 11 home runs. Taylor Penn. Again, his ERA dropped down to .50. You got Blake Hall from East Carter with 45 RBIs. Mikey Neal from Corbin with 9 home runs. Tristan Cooper from Harlan County with a 1.80 ERA.
Tristan's been dominating on the mound all year, and again, that's a solid team down there at Harlan County, and they're no, when you play them, you got to bring it, and he's a big reason why. Mikey Neal just had a 2 home run performance the other night. It just and just been running little stats also, and he'd only lead the 13th in home runs. I think he's now the leader in RBIs. I'd have to go back and look at, but I believe I'm right. He's just absolutely just killing the ball, and but Mikey out. If you know Mikey outside from baseball, just say we had him on our show. He's a guy use that term. He's a gentle giant. He's as good as they come. Well spoken, soft spoken, and he just turns it on when it needs it.
Addison?
I have seen Harlan County play, but I don't pay attention to who they are. But I do know that when we played Harlan County at Harlan County a couple weeks ago and it was raining, their coach made them get out and slide on the tarp on the field. That was great. That was so funny.
So does Rob make you all slide on a tarp?
Well, normally my mom is the one that tries to make us all slide, but they don't. She's not the actual coach, so they don't listen. But some of us stay, and she did bring a tarp and dish soap one day, and it was the dirtiest thing I think I've ever done. It's god awful. But I can slide now, so.
Hey, it's always a plus.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun, too.
This is your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 must-see. You got Peyton Fields from Hazard. You've got Jocelyn Woosie from Male with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs. Abby Hammond from Lexington Catholic. You've got Candace Williams from Jackson County with 246 strikeouts and 1 home run. Cheyenne Ross from Harrison County with 9 home runs and 38 RBIs. Mark?
Candace is a machine. That team's a machine. It's a train. But no, we've got a lot of really, really good, all A schools, and of course, Addison plays on one too, and you got Lynn Camp there too. You've got Harlan. There's a lot of really good small schools up here that are at the doorstep of competing with the bigger schools, and that gap is closing, and you can see that every year. And of course, we know about Peyton Fields. I just interviewed Joshua Woosley. That's just 7th grader. Wow. And of course, we just had Cheyenne Ross also on here too, and 9 home runs. What is that on RBIs?
38.
That, but just I almost feel like I got understanding of most of them players right there, and it's a really, really solid list.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, especially with Candace Williams. When we play up against her, I mean, she's probably some of our biggest competition in the regular season. So, I mean, she's insane, and it's always a good game when we play them.
Hey, when you was talking about slide, I had to break. I don't know if you've watched this movie, but it might be a movie you might like to watch. It's called A League of Their Own. Have you seen it?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Well, it's about it's Tom Hanks in it. It's about basically the World War II era where they started an all women's baseball league.
I've watched it. I actually watched
Okay. Okay. Well, while I was thinking, we was talking about slide. Imagine, what them women had to go through because they was wearing the little dress skirt like deals. Imagine when they had to slide stuff. That was bare leg.
Well, I'd reckon since it was then, their fields were probably just like soft dirt, maybe.
Yeah,
So it probably wouldn't hurt as bad. But now, I mean, like if you slide at our field with all those gravel around it, and all these little kids come over there and they play and they support the team, but they also like to throw gravel.
yeah.
So I mean, like it's untelling what you're sliding on over there. But I would not slide in shorts if it was the last thing on earth I had to do.
Yeah, that would have to skin your legs up really, really bad.
Yeah, because even sliding with like your whole uniform on, it still is hurt.
Yeah.
So I
But that
seen
is one of
something.
my best. That's one of my favorite all time movies. So
Yeah, I like that movie.
I like the part. There's no crying in baseball.
So before we close off tonight, I do want to say that it has been a great show, and Addison, you're killing it every week.
Get
But
better.
I do got to ask you. I seen something the other day about Pineville starting up a new sport.
Yeah.
So is that going to be a sport you're thinking about doing?
Yeah. I wasn't gonna like compete in the matches or anything because right at that time I've got volleyball and cheer, but I would. It's Mr. Harris doing the workouts, Alan Harris. So I was gonna see if I could, maybe participate in the practices and the workouts and stuff just to keep building my strength. But I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I might actually compete in a meet or two just to see how it goes.
Mark,
I, I
I'm
could
assuming you don't know what we're talking about, do you?
no, but I could tell you. I could tell you something. That's Alan. Give you a short story about him. I went to school with Alan, so you might want to ask him about Lily's elementary school. Let's see why he answers you.
I will.
Yeah, I was a London Tiger. I don't know what Lily was called, but yeah, he went to a different elementary school to me, but we went to high school, middle school, and high school together.
Well, Mark, we're talking about wrestling.
Well, I I wouldn't want to mess with you, Addison. You seem like you're the type that would give the body slams and the headlocks and but I know it's a different type of wrestling, but I don't think I'd want to make you mad or anything.
Like there's different like formations and stuff in the sport wrestling, but like when I think of wrestling, I'm like fighting my brother.
Yeah, yeah, headlock, drop kicks, poking in the eye,
That's gonna be hard
everything.
to control myself and not like just full on punch somebody. You can't do that.
Well,
You in on
well,
that all this weak stuff.
hey, it's not cheating unless you get caught.
Yeah, but
I can
you get caught because they're watching that.
I can already see it now. Go down there to cover on her first match, and she just catches somebody with a haymaker.
I don't know. You watch it, you might see a shoe flying too.
Yeah. Well, why Addison was leaving the gym. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I could see her now that the girl.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so I was no longer found guilty though. I'd have them believing that she passed out on the floor.
do you all have any final thoughts or anything before we close up tonight?
I don't have no quotes or anything, but now I will give advice to all the seniors. A lot of graduations and stuff. I had a couple seniors on my school bus. I tried to give them the one whatever, just try to show them the way. But now, you seniors, when you throw your hats up, don't or hold on to them. Don't ever take that hat and throw it like a frisbee in the stands because you might hit somebody twice the size of you between the eyes, and then it starts a fight, and it gets really, really ugly. Yeah, yeah. Always straight up, or just hold on to the hat. Don't use it as a frisbee.
I'm gonna do that. Next bet, I'm throwing that frisbee to everybody.
Note to self: make sure I'm ducked down.
Duck. And see, and you need on the top of your hat, if you're going to throw it like a frisbee, you need to put that little smiley face on the top of it and say, "Have a nice day."
Small one hit in the face. Graduation cap.
But Ashton, you got any final thoughts?
Nope.
Well, other than same time, same place next week. I want to thank both of you for coming on. Again, Ashton, you're killing it every single week. And,
get better.
Trying my best.
Absolutely, you're way more comfortable. You're bringing it. You get better and better.
I need to find me a little setup because I just lay in my bed.
Well, all I do is lean. I'm in my bedroom. I'm not in my bed, but in my bedroom.
Acid, I'm a geek when it comes to stats and scripts and everything else. So I don't know if you see it on my side here, but well, if you'd see this, I don't know if I'd show you about my computer, but I've got I got like 2 laptops, and then I've got another little notebook that I jot down stuff. Yeah, I'm a geek when it comes to it.
Me too.
Yeah. See, she's already got it. She's already. I'm not gonna call Acid a geek. She might hit me, but yeah, that's I'm a complete geek when it comes to it.
I like to invest in the things that I do.
Yeah.
Make the best out of it.
Well, see.
But now I've got on these teams when we play them.
Well, at least I don't have to worry about being the only person that gets through in a garbage can now, Mark. If you call her geek, she might be wadding you up, and she might just dunk you in a garbage can.
If I see a garbage can in Addison, I'm running a different direction. I can tell you that right now.
That's not my sport. I might roll you up like a volleyball and hit you in there.
What do they call it in volleyball? Is it a kill shot? Is that what they call it? I can see her doing that to you, Mark.
Yeah, I don't know if you see that, Addison. I've literally got every team in the district inside and out, stats, players, games.
Are you all gonna cover volleyball this year?
That is our intentions, yes.
Yep.
You know where you can find me.
Find you down at the
down in the
gym.
I just got it.
So they do it in the new gym or the old gym?
Well, actually, there probably will be a couple games in the old gym this year because we just got a new system put in. Like, we spent a ton of money last year getting a system put in. So there'll probably be games in there too. But
if we come down and cover you like in one of them triangle events, if your coach will let you, then maybe you could come over in one of them games that you're not playing in and help call a game for us. So that we can understand the literature part of it. You could educate us about that.
I'll definitely help you all out with that if you need it. Because me and volleyball get along so well. I don't even know how. Like, when I jump, I don't get but like 3 inches off the ground. But I can hit.
Well, answer me this. Volleyball's a pretty mean sport too, but why don't they ever have like a dodgeball team on that school?
I don't know, because we have some people who I think would be really good at dodgeball, especially like Rachel. She could just target it at you. Like,
yeah, I mean, just I know you've seen the movie Dodgeball. It sort of reminds me of that,
But like, I don't know why we don't have a dodgeball team, because sometimes could be our best bet.
Hey, just like off the movie Dodgeball, if you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
Until you get hit by the wrench.
Oh, God. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be hit with a wrench.
But
Now I gotta go watch that show. I gotta go watch that movie now.
and you know, when it comes that time, I will have another question here in the upcoming days for you to see if you're willing to do the same thing we're doing now, but for other sports.
Yeah.
There we go.
That will be my answer. Yes.
Well, there's already the question. We've got. I think Mark's going to take over and try to do a football show. Mine is going to be more or less the volleyball, boys and girls soccer, and I am completely Greek to all three sports.
Actually, I don't think I could tell you much stuff about soccer anymore, but I did play. And I was pretty good.
Well, I mean, you're normally good at everything you do, anyhow. So I mean, and we did go out and watch quite a few out of state teams. So now the best catcher, one of the best catchers in the region, and might have just raised up to one of the best catchers in the state. So,
What? Tell. Is this legal in soccer? Just hold the soccer ball, charge the goalie, knock the goalie out of the way, just throw it in the net.
The only person that can touch the soccer ball with their hands is the goalie.
Oh,
well, what if he plays as a goalie and grabs it and runs to the other side and throws the other goalie out of the way?
why about if you put the soccer ball in your shirt and then just knock the goalie out of the way and then get the lunch and.
No, I don't know about that, but I don't think that would be legal.
Mark, you and always your illegal stuff.
Yeah.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's the Patriots.
5 cheating rings.
Okay.
No, I'm a Brady fan. I don't believe half that. I actually like Tom Brady.
I gotta give credit where credit's due. I'm not a huge fan of him, but you do gotta respect his game.
Yep.
No matter what. But that's another subject for another sport, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to thank you for coming on. And, it's been an amazing show. And feel free anytime throughout the week, any team you play, if you see a guest that you want me to bring on or anything like that, feel free to talk to them. Let me know. I'll reach out to them. I'll do what I can to bring them on. And but if y'all don't have any other final thoughts, I'm gonna say my last little bit and we'll call it
Well,
a night.
we're getting along good. We rattled on here for 40 minutes after our last guest list. So yeah, well, we're getting longer or something. Athens going to tell us to shut the show down here or something.
See, Mark, you rambled on. I was asking for final thoughts, and here you ramble.
But honestly, final thoughts. Just again, thank you to all the viewers, and thank you to the viewers that heard us rambling here for 40 minutes. They're still on listening to us, but thank you for that. As soon as I say that, we lost a viewer, but thank you for again all you this time. Big shout out to Bryant Family Medicine for allowing us to do this stuff. A big shout out to Addison for definitely coming out of her element, and it just and Addison, I'm sure, will tell you this ain't easy. It's not easy. It seems easy, but it's not easy. And she came right out of her element. She's rocking it. We knew she would just like Edward. You see talent. You saw the talent. That's the reason why you went and recruited her, and she's doing exactly what we thought she would be doing at this point in time. But this stuff ain't easy. And at every show, you can see has to get better and better and better. And we know that Addison's going to be going somewhere else, and she's definitely got a future in whatever sport she decides to go. But she's got a future in something else also. So, but that being said, just thank you, and again, thank you for letting me come on your show, Edward, and again, big shout out to you, Addison, for what you do for us.
Yeah, I want to say thank you all for you both having me, because without this, I would have never known that maybe I would like to pursue like sports broadcasting or something after high school. So just thank you for that.
It's definitely in your genes.
Yes. And again, I got to thank you for accepting the offer to come on here, because the only thing you've done is made us better. You made us look better. And Mark, thank you for coming on. But my final thoughts is, I got the best host in the state. Ain't nobody better. You know, and I just want to say, everybody from Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.